You're good to go.
Thank you very much. Okay, we are going to declare the meeting open. And basically, we have one item to discuss today, which is that the spring celebration. But we have all the aspects of that spring celebration to discuss. Advertising is going to be maybe the first thing. And Sarah, you have already printed up a whole bunch of flyers for us, right?
Yes, I have flyers ready to go. It's all set up not only to be posted anywhere, but also if you want to like email to your listserv or other groups, that the link is, you just need to click on it to register so we can start keeping track of that. As soon as I get the okay, I'll make the event on the Facebook page, and then I'll push it to Woodstock Proud and all the other wonderful groups there. And then I think we can just start going, at least for free advertising, start pushing it out.
Fantastic. So how many flyers do you have?
I made 50 copies, but I'm sure I can make more if needed.
And that Woodstock Academy let you do that for free, right?
Yep, I went down to tech and I said, how much would it cost? And they said, how many? I said 50. They're like, I just go do it on your account. So it's on my name, which is fine because we haven't been in school. So.
Okay, fantastic. That's terrific.
Yes, Elaine.
So brainstorm group, where should we post them?
Hey, Elaine.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
Hello, Elaine.
Hello. Sorry, I'm a little late. I ended up over at my friend's house. We're leaving at 3 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Philippa, can we ask, I don't know how much time either Aaron or Elaine have.
Well, not very much because I'm at my friend's house right now. So I just dropped out of dinner and just to hop on and see what's going on.
Well, let's ask you to sort of give us your ideas first. I'm Philippa Paquette, you know Andy, that's Jesse White, who's got the pale blue shirt on. Okay, Aaron, I can't see at the moment, so his picture is somewhere.
Jesse. Okay.
Okay, Aaron Book, who will
I
be
see
our
Aaron.
birding guy. And Sarah Ziedzik is on the phone, but she
Hi,
is
Sarah.
part of the committee.
Hello.
And has been handling some of the publicity. So let's switch off publicity for a minute and then go to you, Elaine, since you've got the shortest amount of time. What do you
Thank
need?
you.
How do you envision what you're going to be doing at the Arboretum? And
Well, there are a couple of options. Yeah, there are a couple of options, Philippa. Andy and I had initially talked about having plein air artists from the Art Guild, simply painting in the yard and maybe having people paint a little with them. But after I began doing some murals and installations, I realized what an extraordinary community project an art installation in the Palmer Arboretum could be.
Mm-hmm.
And what these things look like is they're set up on posts. So they sink a couple of...
I've lost you.
And yeah, someone was calling me. I just hung up on them. No problem. They sink a couple of posts and then just put some outdoor wood across, something like mariner's board or something that is impervious to the weather. So set up a panel for us, and we use a fabric that is also impervious to weather and rotting. And what we do is we staple the fabric up there. So it might be a 6 by 8 area. And my artists would create a design that would mesh with the natural environment of the Palmer Arboretum. So it can be nature, it could be specimens, it could be a little piece of history, something about the Palmer Arboretum or what connects people to it. And so it becomes a wonderful community project. So as people come in, this design is already mapped out. It has color coding, so people can simply come in and paint a portion of it. And it becomes just an amazing permanent installation. They're not free to do, but it's one of those things that's not difficult to find funding because it's such a tangible visual. If a bank were to sponsor it, their name is on it, sponsored in full by or in part by, Jewett City. They love those kind of projects.
Elaine, would this
So that
be,
was kind of my thought.
would this be in addition to setting up easels?
No, it would be in lieu of it, because the community project, there would be artists that would be overseeing this project, because it's a
Okay.
big one. If you have a 6 or 8 foot span of installation, you need to have someone oversee it, because they're going to be cleaning up the mess, finishing off the edges, making sure people have direction. It would be a big coordinated effort. There would probably have to be 4 artists just overseeing that one project.
Now, is this something that could be done and not be permanent on that day? Because I don't know how we could turn it around that quickly.
Yep, you could do a temporary setup. It would have to be very stable, though. It would still have to have some kind of footing, because something like that can be blown over
Oh,
and
yeah.
someone could get hurt. So it would definitely have to have something driven into the ground that would make it a secure spot, but you could do it temporarily and then have it placed elsewhere. In another, if you had someplace, if you wanted to put it inside, or if a business like the Woodstock Inn wanted to put it in their lobby, it could definitely go to another place.
I love the sound
has-
of it. What does anybody else think? I
I think-
mentioned it last time, but we didn't discuss it.
Yeah, you were going to go and get some more information about it, right, Andy?
Yep, that's why Elaine's here.
Oh, I see. Okay, Elaine,
Yeah,
for more information.
She's
Okay.
the one, and then she has an artist who does that, a muralist.
Okay.
I'm not involved in that part.
Elaine, do you have any idea what the cost would be for somebody to sponsor this?
To sponsor it, well, the average cost of a mural is about $50 a square foot. And so we go by the size. It depends on the size. So that's having a professional designer, professional muralist, the execution of it and the finishing of it, start to finish, and it's impervious to weather. We also put an anti-graffiti finish on it, so it can't
Oh
be
my.
damaged. There's a lot that goes into these. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's $50 a square foot. So that's what we base it on in general. And you can do the math from there. How big do you want it? If you want something smaller or something larger. These kind of installations are very popular amongst gardens, because they are a place of focus and they draw people there, especially people that have been involved in the creation of it. A small child and their family or a school group, they say, we were part of that
Right.
creation. And it draws more, if you want to draw more attention to it, it's good for that.
I
Okay.
like it. Do you think we need permission from the town?
I think that we would have to, depending on where it is put, Andy, I'm
Yeah.
assuming that the historical hill, am I right, Jesse? The hill is going to want to know about this.
I would think so, or at least, yeah, I would think so. But I don't know for
Yeah.
sure, but we could find out.
Oh, yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Down in the Arboretum, it's the same, Jesse?
I'm guessing, but I honestly don't know that for sure. I'm just guessing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in working with other towns, there are regulations within each town. When we worked in one town, lettering could only be so big. They had to see a sketch first to make sure it's appropriate content. Of course, this would be done as a group. Everybody would have, all of you would have input into, what would make this meaningful for you? What art, what history would you like included? Are there characters that you'd like included in there?
Oh, my.
Would you like us to make it look like part of the garden?
That would be fun if we could put, God, I'm drawing a blank on her name,
Minnie Palmer.
Minnie Palmer.
Mhm.
It would be
In that-
cool.
We have a
In
lovely,
Yeah.
we have a
in
lovely
that-
photograph of
In
Minnie
that
Palmer.
big dress that we have the picture.
Oh, man.
So let's
Yeah.
skip to Erin. For Erin, do you have to go?
No, I can stay for,
Yes,
I don't know.
Minnie.
Oh, there
Oh, wow.
she is.
Oh my, we could have some fun with her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
We could even do it in a do it in a folk style, like a primitive, or, there's just so many ways to tell a story. And the simpler, the better if you're having amateurs working on it so that they can
yeah.
do the dress. Someone can come and do the dress. We'd come in and do the shading, block it out so that people can be part of the creation of it.
And Aaron, you could paint the birds.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I wonder if we have enough time for something to plan for something.
Yeah, that's a good question. Do we have time for the planning and execution? This is 2 months away. And the decisions are not quick going through a town. It's taken sometimes several weeks for all the parties involved to take a look at it. And if we have to come up with a drawing, I do have an artist who can work on that for us. I'm going to be away for 3 weeks, so I would put that in motion to have a quick artist rendition with your input. So it would probably require another meeting such as this. And sometimes you could just put some feelers out. Speak to the town council. What's the process? What are the regulations? Is there anything in writing about these sort of things? And that gives you an idea of how complicated is it going to be. If it takes 1 month to get approval, we would probably have to draw something up within the next 2 weeks. So I would have to check with my muralist to see if she is available to do something that quickly.
So Elaine, let me ask you, if this doesn't pan out for one reason or another, which it might not, with the town and the historical society and all the hoops that people have to jump through, is there a plan B? Could we go back to setting up the easels?
Oh, yes. I did
Okay.
have, I had plenty of artists who would be willing to just paint and have people look over their shoulder and talk about the process of creating a
Okay.
beautiful piece of artwork. Yeah, I didn't get a lot of interest in having a participatory station. So that might be
Yeah.
something that I'm comfortable doing it, but a lot of artists are not happy having other people touching their art things or,
Yeah.
playing with their brushes. I don't know. They're a little
Yeah,
Especially
tight.
I get that, but I'm just concerned that if we can't pull it, if we don't have an answer in a month, we'll have to go to plan B.
We'll pull it together.
I don't
Yes,
think
I
we'll
can
have an
find the
answer.
artists.
I don't think we'll have an answer in a month. We can't even get a meeting with Jay Swan.
Yeah,
So
that's a
I
good
know.
point.
I
Good
think that
point.
this is a great long-term plan, maybe something for next year's event, but I think the
Yeah.
first time, without going through all the hoops, maybe bring it up with Jay Swan if we ever get a meeting, and then we can start planning. I think it's a great idea. I just don't think it's feasible in the time frame.
Yeah, I agree with,
I'm wondering because Elaine, Philippa's trying to get a meeting with the first selectman because we want to ask him some questions and we can't get a meeting. So
It's frustrating, I know.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing, how often does the Hill Historical Association meet?
when does the Historical Society meet? I don't know because I'm not on that committee, but we could find out.
Okay, I just wondered how often they met.
Yeah.
usually,
Okay. So I'm sorry, I had to go off and have a quick tick check that I was walking up my back.
oh, we had ticks on us yesterday.
Yeah, they're out.
So we did. Oh,
So do we have a plan B, Elaine?
Yes, we can go ahead and I've already put it out to my artists and I had several people respond. So I have at least 4 people in mind that said they would come and paint on that day. So
Fantastic.
let's keep that in place. And then if by chance we get a Hail Mary out there, then we can, but it is a wonderful project to do during the summer, during the fall. It can be done at any time and coordinated with another event.
I love
No
the
problem.
idea.
I think it
Yeah.
has tremendous potential, very exciting, to do
does.
something like that at the Arboretum, but it made just the planning and all the hoops, maybe too many.
There's a
for
lot.
this
Yeah, there's a
particular-
lot to go through.
Short window. Yeah.
You know
I
what
agree.
might be interesting is when we put out the fundraising letter to raise funds, to have one of the rewards for a donation to help paint the mural.
Mhm,
Have a date at some point. That would be fun.
mhm.
Have donors painting it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It would be, yeah. There's a
there
lot
are
of
many
great ideas
creative
around it.
ways.
Mhm.
Yeah, many creative ways. And when it comes to art installations, we have no lack of people that support the arts. There are many people that would love to get their name on that,
Great.
What do you want?
Well,
be part of it.
we may
Yeah,
come
so if
up
there's
with a list of
anything
those
else I
names
can
again.
help,
What do you want?
I hope eventually we will. And
Here,
I
give me
always
this.
say sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. I have,
That's true.
but when it comes to the towns, that's not the case.
Yeah.
There's a lot of politics involved, but as a nonprofit organization, we're just happy to, in any way we can partner with Woodstock, to paint on a wall or in any way to beautify an area that's been blighted. We're always happy to bring our art to the community.
You're awesome, Elaine.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, thank you very much, Elaine. I really appreciate that.
Safe travels.
Nice to meet everybody.
You
Well,
too.
thank you very much for the time.
Yeah,
I
safe travels, and we
appreciate
look
it.
forward
All
to having
right.
you join us.
Philippa, there's a couple
Thank you.
comments.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, did anybody read their
A
chat?
couple of comments. Any other questions?
I have to take my dog
Let's
out. I'll
take
be
a
right
look.
back.
Okay, fourth Wednesday of the month. Fourth
Right.
Wednesday. When is that? Oh, that was yesterday.
And they're
Okay, well,
in the
we
middle
would-
of union negotiations.
Right, but the historic district met yesterday, so we
Okay.
missed their meeting. And Jay is still planning to meet with us. Great. That's good, but
Fantastic.
it's not gonna help us. I think that we were still told it was several weeks before we could meet, so that's gonna be a problem. Aaron, over to
Yes.
Birdman.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna see you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks a
Bye,
lot.
Elaine.
Have a safe trip.
Bye now. Thank you.
Okay, Aaron, what is your vision?
All right. So when Andy talked to me about planning a bird walk, she said it was going to be in the afternoon from around 1 to 4.
Mhm.
I kind of had in mind like an introduction to birding, because my idea is that people who come to the Arboretum will know some birds, but might not know, easier ways on how to find them or how to spot them, or, their sounds and things like that. So I was just planning on having it being like an introduction to bird watching, answer any questions people have, take them out on the property, and we'll try to find as many birds as possible. I'll have my camera and binoculars, and if people are interested in that, I can talk to them about that, or try to show them pictures and stuff I'm able to find, and I'll have my my caller so we can try to get the birds closer to us, so everybody can get good looks at these birds. So yeah.
Okay, so I like things a bit organized. Andy was sort of more free floating, like everybody's going to kind of just wander around and the Birdman will be there.
Yeah.
Are you thinking that you might take some walks, so that like at 1 and 3 you would do bird walking, or it's 1, 2? I mean, or would
Yeah.
you just be down there and people will just stop by and then leave you and go away, or what is your thought?
It'd probably be easiest, I think, if I go out like if people come and they want to be a part of the group, we would go out as a group and walk along the different areas of the property, because we'll still hear birds at that time. But I think if I were to be standing in one place, calling the birds in, it like they would get smart and they wouldn't come in as easier the next time. So I think it would be better if I travel different parts of the property.
Okay. So we need to, then I think we need to sort of set up some scheduling, like there'll be a tree walk at such and such a time, there'll be a bird walk at such and such a time. So again, you don't like that, Andy. You want everybody just to float around, I know.
I know, I don't, but I'm one person.
Well, that's okay. I just see people, you're trying to listen for birds, and a group come in who aren't interested in birds, but they're chattering all about trees, or they're talking all about something else. and that's going to be disruptive to Aaron. I'm trying to get a sense of how we control the flow of people here.
I actually haven't been to the Arboretum yet, so I could actually take a trip down there and see, what would be the best way for me to kind of, different habitats and stuff to check out and the trails and things like that to see what would be best for me. Because, I can plan out a loop, so.
Because I think, Aaron, you haven't been there, but as you go down through the Arboretum where most of the trees and flowering bushes are, down in the bottom where the water is and where all the winged euonymus is, out beyond our property is where the birds are.
Okay.
So I could see you kind of hanging out down in that area and not up in the area that's more manicured.
Okay. Yeah.
I just don't know how we can schedule times because you know what it's like going up and down that hill. See, it's real steep, Aaron. To go up and down more than a few times is.
So if you want to just like have me stationed down there and say, if anybody's interested in seeing some birds, head down there and I can just kind of, walk this little section down.
I think do you have time to go over there? I can meet you at some point. I can meet you anytime. And we can get down and check it out. And I think you'll get a better understanding for what's going to work, along the edges, Philippa, down the bottom and up the edges. That's where he's going to hear. That's where we hear the birds. So that's where, and Aaron hears everything. So it's not like me for sure.
But that also is somewhat separate, that whole area from where anybody who's going to see the wildflower garden, or is going to see the daylilies, or is going to see the daffodils, or is going to see the rain garden, or is going to see the trees. So that would work.
Yeah, well, true. If we had some kind of a printed, I don't even know what you would call it, something to hand to people with locations of where people are going to be, if they're interested in, like, let's say, just to use me as an example, I'm doing Linda's wildflower garden. That's just, they can go there.
Right.
And we'll have to be directing people. I'm hoping some of the garden club people will be there to help just kind of direct people or answer questions. Because I don't imagine anybody's going to come and stay a long time. They're going to cruise through.
And I think we can look for the Lions Club to volunteer also. I'm hoping that they've offered to volunteer. So I'm hoping that some of them will come too.
Oh, that'd be nice. Even if they just come.
They volunteer to help us out as part of their community service requirements.
Nice.
That would be very nice. So if we were in that if you had that kind of an area, Aaron, that would probably work really well for you, wouldn't it? And you could use your caller maybe once every half hour or something, or in different areas, so that it doesn't get overused.
Yeah, and I can gauge the amount of people and the different people that are kind of coming and going to see, like, all right, new group of people, I'll try the caller one more time, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. If you could be that flexible, that's terrific.
Yeah.
When you and Andy are there, maybe you could see, we don't currently have any bird feeders up there now, but we were thinking if maybe we were going to put some suet out, but if you found like a good location, you thought it would be helpful, we could, we could do that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, one of the things we're going to do that day, and this will come up, I made some notes, is we're going to be making bird feeders out of 1 gallon milk jugs. And maybe we can make some in advance and hang them. Not that the birds are necessarily going to come to them, but it might be a good draw to get them in, but it will also be a good example for kids to see if they want to make them.
Good idea, Andy. Yep.
So that's another possibility. But Aaron, we can talk, and anytime after Easter, I can meet you there anytime, and we'll walk through.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay, maybe we'll see our first warblers down there.
Yeah, hopefully soon enough.
All right.
Any other questions, Aaron?
I don't think so. I'll meet up with Andy sometime and I'll get a good lay of the land there, and then we'll we'll get going. I'm all prepared to be there the 22nd.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Sure.
Thanks,
you guys.
Aaron.
Yep. Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Okay. Back to publicity and Sarah.
Yeah,
Where-
thanks for letting me jump in.
That's
Thanks for
fine.
letting me.
I have
jump in.
another meeting to go to in the 4 minutes.
Okay, oh,
And
quick.
then I'll pop back into this meeting when that meeting's over.
Oh, okay, we have about another 35 minutes of this meeting. I think we have an hour
Okay.
long. I'm not sure if Crystal can give us longer than that. If she can hear me and can give me a send me
Hi, this is Crystal. Yes, I can go longer as needed.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much, Crystal. And thank you for the
Thank you.
questions in the
You're
chat.
welcome. Also, next week I looked at our my calendar and Jay's calendar. Next week's packed with Board of Selectmen meeting and other things going on. But I will see if I can get a meeting with him the following week. Okay.
That would be wonderful.
I'll see
Wow.
what I can
Really
do.
wonderful, Crystal. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we've got these flyers.
I could put some in the mailboxes on my street, and I can put like a little note on it, encouraging people to come just, we probably don't want to do that for everything, but since they're on the hill, I can put, some flyers in, the mailboxes there, if you guys think that's a good idea.
I think that's a great
Yeah.
idea. How about asking Sweet Evs to keep some there? Because they have communities, they have like a community notice board that they put. stuff
Right.
on.
Yeah.
So we can post one there.
That,
Another thought I had, I might have mentioned this last time, I was down at Roseland Park by the playground on a sunny day, like today. And there were so many young moms and dads there with their kids. I thought if they'll let us put one up there, I'll ask them, they might, but I thought even if we hand them out to some people, they'll tell their friends about it.
Mhm.
And that would be another good way. But then when Sarah puts it on Facebook Proud or, Woodstock Proud,
right,
everybody will see it.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
We could also send some down to the elementary and middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Post it.
Post it there, yeah.
And how about other towns? Like Pomfret Library, do people actually go into the libraries at all, or is it outdoor
don't-
stuff?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's really going in there now. I mean, I haven't, but that's the tricky thing. I think we want it where people are gonna go into places.
Post offices. Do people go
Yeah.
into the?
Yeah,
Woodstock-
definitely. We could do the post office. Mhm.
Yeah. But my little library people are going. I don't know if they're having the story hour for the kids, but plenty of
Okay,
people go in there. The little one
Okay.
over here at West Woodstock.
So you
yeah.
want to put something in West Woodstock Library? Okay, the library. Okay.
In the May, you want to put them in, in the May library as well?
Sure.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah, she sent
Sarah
something.
gone.
She just said she'll do anything, so we can just pass everything on to Sarah.
Good.
She's busy. She's a lot going on.
She
All
said-
right. So I have a couple of questions that I don't want to forget to ask.
Is it about publicity?
Yes.
Okay.
Would you,
Before,
I'd be
before-
more than willing
okay, sorry,
to,
go ahead.
I'd be more than willing to have a banner made that says Celebrate Spring with the date to put in front of the building. I think we need to get that up a couple weeks before.
Absolutely. That was on my list. Do you know where to go and get that done?
I was gonna try Vistaprint,
Okay.
online.
Mhm.
I know that the place in, when I had those signs made, the Arboretum signs at Chase Graphics, and
Chase,
they were,
yes.
they were expensive. Now, I don't know if they do a less expensive type of banner, but I can certainly ask them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Vistaprint, you can get anything now.
Will you get it in time though?
Yeah, that's a quick turnaround.
Okay.
So
So-
will you take care of that, Andy?
I will.
Okay. And I think we have enough money in our budget to cover it, so it should not be your expense.
All right. And then one other thing
We have
is
to make sure we spend all our money before June, right, Jesse?
Right.
oh, that's true. Oh, then I'll go to Chase and get one for a couple thousand.
And one we can use every year, yeah.
I think another thing, and this does sort of have to do with publicity, is Sarah's gone, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Because Linda needs to have a copy of that flyer and it will go in the Garden Club newsletter,
Okay.
like ASAP.
Yeah, she sent us a copy, so Sarah did, so you could probably just use that one.
Oh, you think that would be a good one? And the other thing is we also need to come up with 3 work dates so
Yeah.
it can go in the newsletter that's coming out soon,
Okay,
maybe the 1st of April.
okay.
So,
So what work dates, again, now Sarah is not part of this discussion at the moment, but I'm, getting a work date with the academy students. We need to ask her, when
yes.
are they fully in and which day is a good day?
Well, it's funny. I mentioned how about Saturdays, and they all said, no, don't do it on a Saturday, do it on weekdays. So I said, oh, okay, it doesn't matter to me. I
right.
guess people who, for the most part, Jesse, in the garden club, people are retired,
Yeah,
so that's why Wednesdays are good. So,
well, I know for the academy that, they're starting to have them come back, in April more each week. Each
Mhm.
week in April is different. They're adding more. But I know Wednesday is a day when they're still e-learning, but they end a little earlier. So I think it would depend on what Sarah's schedule is.
Mhm.
Is it easier for her to get students when they're already on campus, or is it easier to get, students on camp, when it works for her schedule?
Right.
So I
Yeah,
know,
I could throw out 2 Wednesdays that we could set up anyhow that could go onto the garden club
okay.
calendar, and then we could have another date if we needed to for
Yeah,
students.
because maybe the Lions Club would come also.
Right.
I mean, so
Yeah.
these need to be independent. This is strictly to go into maybe we can piggyback, but we need to get something into
Right.
their newsletter.
How about May the 5th and May the 19th?
Oh,
You
you're
mean-
all the way into
with
May?
May. So Wednesdays I can't, I won't be able to be there because I work. So until about 2:15 on Wednesdays.
Mhm.
So that's the only, Wednesdays, because I work, I won't be able to help.
Mhm.
Philippa, can we have one the end of April, just in case the 19th was a rain out?
Sure.
I mean, because that's right before the event, and I think
Right.
that would be,
Well, I was putting one right before the event just because we want to make sure everything's immaculate before the event.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, I'm almost thinking that might be up to us to do that, and get the heavy work done ahead of that.
Okay. So do you want to try something at the end of April?
Yeah, let's
A
get one.
Wednesday, 28th?
Sure.
And what sort of time are we looking at? A morning or an afternoon?
I say morning,
Okay.
like,
Yeah, Sarah, I
And-
know has class because Noah's in one of her classes. So
Right.
she probably won't, I don't
But
know
we-
when she'll be done with class, but I know she has classes in the morning.
you know what, Jesse, we could even have, if she could bring the academy kids on a Wednesday, that could be the same day. See, she needs to set her dates independently
Yeah, right.
from us.
Yeah, okay.
So what do you think, Philippa? Those garden club ladies, if they're gonna come, they'll come in the morning. We've had them there
So
mornings.
what do you think about 10 to 12?
Yeah.
2 hours?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's do 10 to 12 on the 28th.
okay.
And we'll put that out to the Lions Club and the Garden Club.
Oh, good. Okay.
And then maybe Sarah can come in the afternoon and might come on a Wednesday or might choose a day when they're in school, like a Friday or a Thursday, or, depending on
Yeah.
what the sports schedules
So-
are, things like that.
So you still want to do the 5th and the 19th of May also, and see who we can get?
I think so. I just
Okay.
think I'm concerned about, what's going to be done. We also, I told about the mowing that we need to have it, we're having it every other week, bi-weekly, but
and it needs to be that
immaculate
week.
for the 22nd.
Yeah, because we might be able to get the Lions Club to come on a Saturday.
Mhm.
So do you want to set up a Saturday like the 8th?
Sure. Now, do
I
you
could
have the contact person for the Lions?
Yes, I do.
If they were able to come on the 8th or any
Right.
of those other dates?
Right, I'll contact him. Yeah,
Okay.
the president of the Lions Club contacted me and volunteered their services, Mark Mosley.
That's so awesome. So
Yeah.
we really need to jump on that.
So what time on Saturday the 8th? You want another 10 to 12?
Sure.
9 to 12?
Yeah, no, I like early. I'm up. I mean, it's not going to matter so much then, but in the summer, you know, when it's hot, it's nice to get down there early.
Right. Okay, so, and then on the 19th, maybe?
Yep.
What time?
Same thing, 10 to 12.
10 to 12. Okay,
And then if Sarah gets back into the meeting, we'll ask her and then she can come in the afternoon.
Right. The other thing I'm not sure about is whether anybody at the academy did any kind of paintings. You know, we have the flyers, but we had talked about having an art class do a painting for us.
Mhm.
I don't know if that happened or not, so I'll have to wait till Sarah comes back in. But you're going to take care of the banner. Jesse, you'll get some flyers from Sarah and do mailboxes on the hill. Will you do Sweet Evs as well? Okay. And the post office there? Great. And we'll get some.
I'll do the other post office up across from my church, East Woodstock.
Okay, great. Okay.
I'll do that one. And then Sarah can tell us where we're going to get them or how to get them.
Right. Now, she lives somewhere around the academy, doesn't she?
I think I might, why do I think she lives in Cornfield? Or am I thinking of someone else on Roseland Park?
I don't know. Do you
I
know
don't
where
know. I don't know. I just had that idea.
she may. She can tell us.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I thought she doesn't have to ride around to us. You know, she can put them on her porch.
Yeah, we can
down
stop
that
by and
way.
pick them up. So I will communicate with the LGV too, now that we have all the information. And what I need to understand from Sarah is how I put in that connection, that link that she has created for people to register at if they want to register. And do we want to post somebody's phone number? Is anybody willing to be called? I see a no from Andy. I see a nothing from Jesse.
I don't know. Do you feel like getting a lot of phone calls?
No.
I don't.
But I know that when we were listed in the LGV before, Dean got calls because people do call, so they like to get a response from somewhere.
I know.
So I don't know if that website that Sarah has set up or that thing, if somebody texts that site, can she respond to them? You know, I'm so technologically helpless that I'm not sure how to do it.
Me too. And I'm not like young people. I hardly ever have my phone with me. You know, I check it.
But anyhow, I'll check with her about that, but I'll get that information into LGV. Do we want to do Winnie Radio?
Oh, yeah. I elect you, Philippa, to go down at 6 a.m.
Oh, gee. I don't second that.
Go meet with Gary O.
I suggest we both go down at 6 a.m.
Oh,
How about that?
I mean, I get up early, but do I want to do that?
Well, let me check and see if we can get on, because I think it would be good. I think that would reach a lot of other people.
Jesse, you're muted.
Oh, sure, Jesse.
I'm sorry about that.
See, that's how she gets out of things.
I'm sort of assuming that with your teaching schedule, you will not be available to go on Winnie. Am I right, Jesse? Okay, and
I start teaching at 6 a.m.
That's what I'm. Yeah, sure. In China, right?
You do, right?
Right,
With
that's right.
international students? Yeah, that's what I thought. Noah mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Sarah probably is pretty tied up, but we can check with her. But I
Now-
will ask Gary O, and it will be you and me.
Oh, God, great.
Okay, Andy? All righty.
Yeah.
That's a blast.
I have another question. You can tell I made a list.
Is it publicity?
Good.
Yeah, sort of.
We're going to go on to other things in just a minute. Okay.
Oh, okay, good. Then I'll wait.
Okay. Next thing we need to think about is what supplies do we need? My thinking is we should have a couple of tables because they're going to be needing the materials to make the bird feeders. I've got pine cones. I managed to find about 24 pine cones. So if anybody sees those bigger pine cones, I'll buy a big jar of peanut butter and
I thought we weren't going to do peanut butter.
Why
Yeah,
not?
because of the
can't.
allergies. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
But there's other kinds that you can, buy soy butter, which people
Yeah.
don't have
Do birds
allergies
like soy
to.
butter?
Or we could use bacon fat. I
We'll
know.
attract all kinds of animals left over.
I don't know. Do birds like soy butter?
Well, I think it's just to stick the bird seed, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think the birds are really eating the bird, the
Yes.
peanut butter. It's just to
We
have it
talked
stick.
about that, and then we went to the bird feeders. And if
Right.
you gals Google how to make a bird feeder out of a milk jug, you'll see all kinds of things. And some of them are painted, where kids could have not watercolors, but, the tempera paint
Right.
and then all of them have a dowel. There's a hole cut out. So of course, we'll need someone to do that.
Mhm.
And then a dowel goes through and then a little bird seed in the bottom. And they're really cute. And then a
Yeah.
string around the top. I mean, take a look and then we can, even I can do, that's something I would enjoy doing.
Yeah, I can do that too. I've done those kinds of things before.
But
So
are you going to be able to come that day, Jess?
that's right. I can't, but I can get the materials for it if you want. to
Okay,
give that to me.
are you saving milk jugs? I know Philippa, you were.
I am, yeah.
I have
I
4.
will just keep on
Okay.
saving them. So, again, do we have a sense of how many we should save? Like, just as many?
As many as we can between now and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the table then, there should be at least one table for kids' supplies.
Yeah, and we probably
and-
need 2 tables for that so kids can spread out too. So we have to
tables,
think
that's
about
right.
that.
And
I
we
just
also-
purchased a 6-foot folding table at Lowe's because I need it for Easter. So I'll bring my table.
Okay, and I will bring 2 tables and I have some folding chairs. So I'll put some folding chairs so that if garden club people or somebody wants to help, but they don't want to have to walk down and do garden club stuff, they
Mhm.
could run those
Yeah.
activities
Yeah, we
too.
might have someone who would like to do that and, stay up top.
I think,
Now, my other question was, Jesse, sort of to you. I want to make the sheets for the scavenger hunt. And I know last time, Philippa, you just showed those laminated things, but I want to make it specific to the Arboretum.
okay,
Like things like a frog, things
Mhm.
that they have a pretty good chance of finding. I love those sheets with the wildflowers and the birds, but I thought if we put a cardinal, acorn, things that the kids are going to find, birdhouse. I've been thinking about different things,
mhm.
and making the squares about the size of the squares on the screen right now. Either laminated or not, if the town hall would laminate them for us.
Crystal was wonderful. She just laminated a whole bunch. You know how we lost all
The
our
guides.
She laminated a whole bunch of those for me. So I think she would be willing to. I don't know if she's still on, but
And then they could be used over, but if
Right.
we didn't get them laminated, the child could have their own sheet and take it home with them.
Right.
I'm happy to laminate if you'd like me to.
okay, thank you, Crystal.
Oh, you are still there, good.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I like the idea of them taking it home, actually.
I kind of do too.
I think that's kind of a learning experience
And
too.
if we had pencils, they could check it off themselves. Maybe we'll do some of each.
Okay.
You could-
And maybe there's some kind of a prize that they get if they get a bingo or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, they get to make a bird feeder.
No, they get a bird sticker or they get a stamp on their hand. Kids love stamps on the hands.
Yeah, we could do
Oh,
that.
yeah, you know what? I have some stamps.
Okay.
My kids grandkids, with the pad and the little,
Mm-hmm.
I have to see what I've got in there.
Okay.
I think some of the cards have that you could look, some of the cards that I gave to Philippa, they have, a variety of things on them because I used to do it at Trailwood. And so there are some things
Okay. Did you do
Um,
that for the Audubon?
I did for the Trailwood.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So there's some things that I don't have them in front of me, but there might be some, you could use both if you wanted.
You know what, Andy? Why don't I get the box to you?
Okay.
Okay.
Why
We
don't
can meet
why don't we
at the
meet up?
Arboretum.
Why don't we meet up
At the
somehow?
Arboretum.
with Sarah and get the flyers and
Mhm.
make that exchange.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good. Okay,
Can they be cut, Jesse, or no?
Oh, yeah, you can cut them. You can do what you want with them.
Are they
Uh,
laminated?
They are laminated, but not all of them.
Oh, okay, because I don't want to destroy them, but I thought if you were getting rid of them, I could use those as a
As
source.
yeah, I think there's enough that you could experiment with some and leave
Okay.
some of the others. Yeah.
Okay, and I'll make a whole bunch of those.
That
You
would be
know, a
great.
whole bunch of the printed ones.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm putting Andy down for that. Okay. Other things that I think we need for supplies, we need a couple of garbage bins with black plastic bags in it if people are picnicking. We need to have one at each exit entrance so that they can dump their stuff there. We
Do
may
we
need
have-
some signs
Do
that
we
say
have the,
in and out. Sorry, what's that?
yeah, do we
What did you
have,
say, Andy?
is picnic on the flyer?
Yes. It
It-
says that
it
you
is?
can bring your
Yes.
own picnic.
Oh,
Yeah.
good, okay.
Bring your
We
own.
may,
Didn't you get a copy of the flyer,
Yes, I just,
Andy?
yes, I did. I looked at it when I got it, but I didn't
Okay.
print it. I'll print it.
Okay, yeah, it does. Yeah, okay. The other thing that needs to be redone is the letterboxing. Those boxes, some of them are just full of water. Some of the stamp pads aren't available, but
Oh,
I will
yeah.
be through and look at those and try to get it all squared away because it's
Maybe
a mess.
we could do that when we go down there, Philippa,
One of the working days we could do it, yeah.
or when we meet up with,
Or when we meet up, okay.
yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and then the other thought I just think we need is maybe some hand sanitizer, paper towels, spray for the tables to keep them clean, just the things that we need to think about, to keep
right.
everything
bring
organized as far
Bring
as that.
some,
goes.
bring some extra masks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
extra masks.
Do you know, I went in the store today, and you would think after a year, I went in the store and I was walking through the store and people were looking over at me. I didn't think anything of it. I'm just walking, and then all of a sudden I said, oh my God, I didn't have on a mask. And I had to go running out of the store and go back to, I'm like, how can you not remember? But it's so freeing when you have them off in your
Yeah.
vehicle that then you get out. But I could see people looking at me. I thought, do I have something on my face? I mean, what am I doing here? So we need to have some extra masks.
Extra mask is a good
Yeah.
idea, yeah. Jean Pillow said she would come and talk about the rain garden, right?
Yep.
Because I still have some signs, those long signs that Jean gave me that have been made up for the rain garden. And so if she could come to one of these work days, she could put those
Put the
signs
signs.
in, which would be really helpful.
All right, we'll ask her specifically.
Ask us and with one of those dates. Okay, great. And Linda is going to come and do the shade garden.
In a perfect world. So the dates we picked are, because I'm going to send these to her, May 8th, May 5th, May 19th, and April 28th.
April 28th.
10 to 12, I mean, yeah, 10 to 12, except for the Saturday, 9 to 12.
I don't think we picked May the 5th. I thought we picked maybe the Saturday instead of the Wednesday. We were going to do the 5th and then we switched to a Saturday.
The 8th? Oh, I thought it was in addition to it. No?
We can.
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay.
Especially if that one of those days doesn't pan out, we might be
So
kicking
10 So
ourselves.
now we're talking 10 to 12 on the 5th, 9 to 12 on the 8th, 10
Yeah.
to 12 on the 19th, and 10 to 12 on the 28th.
You got it.
Got it. Okay, good. Okay.
I can only stay till 7. So,
Okay.
but-
Great. So Jesse, I know you can't be there because your daughter is going to be doing wonderful
Yeah.
dancing. That's
I
going to
know,
be so
it's
exciting for
terrible
you.
timing.
That's all right. That's okay. I talked with Kit. He will open the bathroom for us. So that I have to remind him a bit sooner that he will have the bathroom open and that will be done. I do think we're going to need, I counted up 10 people to run this. that put
Yeah.
2 people directing the parking, because if lots of people arrive at the same time and the parking fills up, somebody may need to send them up to the Congregational Church to park along that road there. We have no idea what numbers we're talking about. Do we need
Right.
to ask for a town constable, or do we not? I don't know. I mean, maybe the Lions Club has somebody who is big and burly and can direct parking for us, you know?
I don't
We need
know.
somebody who takes who gets people's names as they come in and hands them that map that you're talking about that we need to develop, Andy.
Yeah,
And also not only takes their name, but their email.
yeah,
I think we want to thank them for coming, and also is going to be there to take potential donations. So that has to be an adult, a garden club member, or one of us has to be able to sit at that table for at least part of the time.
Yeah.
I think it has
can
to
we,
do that.
can we have a donation box so that we
Yeah,
aren't,
donation
we aren't
box with
putting
maybe
everything
envelopes
saying-
in it.
you know,
Right,
so
yeah.
it's, can be kind of not in their face?
Absolutely. But it also
Okay.
has to be something that nobody can walk away with,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
you know? So, I mean, we can have a donation box, but somebody has to be watching that donation box. So that
I
table
think-
has to be there.
Yeah, I
Must be
think we
manned.
need to have, get people's addresses also for that fundraising letter.
They can, we
Yeah.
can have a pad of paper that they can write, we can have a notebook and they can just write it in.
You can write their name, their email, and then their mailing address. Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
So the tree walks, what we could have is like, I don't know if what you're wanting to do. Anybody want to do birds or trees, and whether Chad can be there, I'm not sure. But maybe one person does the first part of the trees going down, and then somebody else does the other part coming back, and they just keep flowing.
Yeah,
What were the artist supplies that Elaine said we needed? Is she going to get those, or do we have to buy those?
she will.
I think they would be bringing their own things.
They'll bring their own, and I'll ask her, but I doubt she's gonna need anything.
Okay. As far as
but-
supply to paint the feeding, the bird feeders, do you want to
Yeah.
use permanent markers or do you want to use paints?
We could look, I don't know what you were looking at, Andy, if you already had an idea picked out, but I could kind of look and see what some of the ideas were, and then we can decide what's
think-
gonna be the less.
I think it would be fun if we got paint,
Yeah,
you
it's gonna
know,
be less
like
expensive.
at Michael's, get the things and, you know, we can look at prices, but it will look nice if the kids use a brush and, you know, it's nicer than scribbling with a marker, but
Yeah,
Okay.
take a look at those and tell me what you
Okay.
think. You
No,
know,
I think
some
that-
were cool. They had sticks glued on coming out of the top. I mean, we can be as fancy or not fancy as we want, but we'll need to get a dowel. We'll need to get some bird seed. I can do
Mhm.
that.
Will you do that, Andy? Will you take care of dowels,
Yeah.
or whoever goes to Michael's takes care of dowels?
Hmm.
Where does one get a dowel?
Oh, at Home Depot.
Okay. I just want
Or-
everybody to know what they're doing here. Who wants
You
to
know,
do
I
dowels?
like shopping small, so I might go up to Eastford Hardware.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you're
they
going to
just-
dowels.
They sell dowels by the feet, you know, as
Right.
thin or as thick as you
Mm.
want them.
right.
I've lived in many a home where the windows had to be held open with a dowel.
Yeah, that's same here.
Yeah. So I know all about that stuff.
Yep,
Okay, so we have somebody will be at the rain garden and somebody will be at the shade garden, and a couple of people will be doing tree walks and birding, Aaron's doing birding, but we do need those adults to direct parking and to have somebody at that right, so when people arrive, there's somebody handing out, you know,
You
this is
know,
the activities of the
That
day.
would be awesome if we can get some men from the Lions Club to do that, or women,
I will
but
ask Mark about that and see, yeah.
yeah, I mean, we probably
I'll
just
give
only
him a
need
list of the
2.
birth dates and also,
we've got
Those-
men in the garden club, and that they might, the man who does the newsletter and then John Davis, you know, if they can come that day, that's the kind of thing that they might like to do because they're less familiar with although John has worked at the Arboretum with us, that might be something that's really good.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we probably only need 2 for that,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, I don't know whether we're going to be getting 2 cars arriving at a time
It's
40
hard to-
cars suddenly arriving.
It's
You
hard
never-
to say.
Yeah, you can never tell.
People might come early with a picnic too,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yep.
know?
And if anyone, like anyone related that's helping us that wants to park,
Up the
in my
street.
drive, or like
Oh,
all,
in your
any of
drive.
all of you, if you want to park in my driveway so that you don't have to worry about,
Oh,
getting,
thank you,
Oh,
Jesse.
that's a good idea. Oh, thanks.
So-
Yeah.
I don't know if I have enough room for all the garden club, but like if Aaron wanted to and Elaine want to park, they
Oh,
can,
okay.
yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Because I won't be there, so I'll be with the recital, so I should be able to help out. I mean, leave the area.
That's great.
Fantastic. We need to have some photographs, don't we?
Well,
Somebody should be taking,
Aaron's a photographer. I mean, he's
so
an
maybe he
awesome,
can take some photos.
he will. He's an awesome, awesome photographer.
As long as people give permission to be included in the pictures, it would be really nice to put on our website.
I mean, I can
Pictures of-
take some, and if Sarah's going to be there, we can take it with our phone.
Okay?
Yeah,
Plenty of pictures with our phones.
That's fine. We just have to make sure that we know that they say we can do this.
right.
And I
Yeah,
don't know.
it would be really nice to get some kids in the pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah. But we get to
Yeah.
have the kids' parents have to give us
Right.
permission to do that. What have I not thought of?
I think we just, what day, like what time or when are we setting up? Like, is there anything, materials that would need to get there before
Well,
Saturday?
Yes.
One of the other things we had talked about is having plants.
Oh, yeah, I've got those.
Primrose.
Woody Dannenhauer is donating the primulas, as many as we want. So I'll
Really?
get them from his garden and have them there. He's also going to donate some daylilies to go on Jesse's bank.
Oh,
Right, I
my
remember that. That's
God,
one.
that's awesome.
So yeah, I've forgotten about that. So we need some trowels though for the kids to plant with.
Oh, my list is getting very long.
I know.
I'm writing these notes as I'm running out of space.
So
Okay.
make sure you put masking tape or something around your trowels, Andy, some color, so you
Oh,
know. it's yours.
I will.
Some in the garden club. I mean, we have some at the Arboretum.
So you think just people can bring their own and don't for the day? Or are you thinking about buying some?
No, I don't. Oh, the plants or the trowels?
The
No,
trowels.
Between us, we've got enough trowels.
Well, we'll have enough.
I've got 3 at my house, and there's 3 or 4 in the little shed.
And I
Okay.
have a few. So yeah, we'll be good.
I mean, we're not
And
going to
if
have
all
more.
else fails, we'll use a shovel.
There
Okay.
you go.
You know, that'll be
And-
fun.
I don't know if people want to, wipe them off before they're using them. I don't know if people are going to be, some people are more relaxed about
Well, if we
that
have,
now, but
some
might not
sanitizer
be.
or sanitizing cloths there, we can,
And
What-
we'll get out all the gloves too.
great idea. Yes.
Okay. Oh my God, we got a lot. Oh my goodness. Is there anything we can do now? I like getting things done in advance.
I went and visited the place, and we've got those crocus that we planted, on the bank. They're having
Yeah.
a hard time coming up. That was not a very successful planting, unfortunately.
Uh-oh.
However, the bulbs that we planted on Jesse's bank are coming through nicely right now.
yes, they're good.
They're looking
Oh,
good. And
good,
Yeah, this,
around the parking lot are looking good right now.
good.
I have to go, but I can, if you do anything more, you can assign me something, but we can figure out from Sarah where to pick up the flyers, and I will look into the bird feeders also.
Great. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
check those out. If you just want to send me a text or something, if you see something that you really like, tell me
I
where you
will.
found it and I'll look at it.
Yeah, that way we can, tag team on the supplies for that.
Okay.
You want half gallons as well as full gallons?
I'm
I
not,
get the plastic.
yeah,
The half-gallon cider containers, half-gallon milk containers.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
probably
Yeah.
the half gallon, because they're not gonna have a lot of time. It's, they're just gonna do, if they want to do a lot of things, they don't want to spend forever painting one.
Yeah, see, yeah, okay. Now I can switch to half, I just always buy gallons, but I can switch to half
I do
gallon.
too. So I was just wondering whether we wanted a mixture of half and full gallons.
Yeah, no, we
Yeah,
could
I
have a
think so.
mixture. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Well, I will
okay,
I
thank
will
you,
see you.
Jesse.
I'll be in
Hi,
touch.
Jesse.
Okay,
Okay,
bye.
thanks a lot, Jesse.
We're
Okay.
dropping like flies.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Um,
so we didn't get to really resolve anything with Sarah, but
she said she was going to come back and join us. I'm not sure what time her meeting was going to end, though.
yeah,
So I
well,
maybe have to text her. What have we
I
not?
think, are we gonna have our regular next meeting and then we might need to have another special one in
Right,
between?
we have our regular next meeting, yes, because we
Okay,
need to do that. And maybe we'll have met with Jay before that regular next meeting, perhaps.
oh,
be nice.
that would be nice.
Mhm. Anything that I've not thought about that we've not discussed? We've talked about publicity, we've talked about supplies, we've talked about activities, we've talked about roles for people, we've talked about who's going to help, we talked about the work dates.
The bathrooms, we did work dates.
Bathrooms,
I'm
kitchens,
just
all-
going over my list here.
And we've got people, have you written down, Andy, what you were going to do?
Yes,
Okay,
that we discussed tonight.
right.
Yes,
Okay. So you
I
will bring a
think-
table and I will bring 2 tables and chairs. I have a notebook that we can use and I'll draw up lines to say name, email, address.
okay.
For the donation, we need a money box, a cash box, right?
Be nice if we had a nice looking wooden box of some type.
With maybe a mailing, like a mailbox thing, so they just put it in through the slot.
Yeah, trying to think what we can make one. You know,
And
we
it
can
has-
make one out of a cardboard box with a slit and make it look nice.
Okay. But it needs to somehow not be, it needs to be very conspicuous so nobody can walk away with it and people shouldn't be able to get into it. So
Yeah.
it should be sealed
Just
with
a
a
slit.
mailing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, let's put our heads together on that one and come up
Okay.
with something. I'll ask John Davis from the Garden Club because they use a lot of money boxes for the plant sale.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he has something we could use.
Yeah, because I mean, we're not looking for dollar bills or like you would at a plant sale. We're really looking for checks, aren't we? Or do you think people might put in a $10 bill?
I don't think people will come with a check. I don't think that's,
Okay.
I mean, we'll be lucky if people come with money, you know,
Right.
just cash.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'll take whatever we can get. But I think if I went to something like that, I wouldn't have a check with me necessarily. I'd leave my pocketbook in the car and.
Yeah. Okay. And we're advertising it as a free thing. So I don't want to push the donation box. I think it's just nice to have it there if somebody feels like it.
Yeah, something that we print, it might say, we might put something on there like donations payable to, you know, Friends of the Arboretum Town Hall.
Yeah, because I mean, if you remember that couple who donated for the bank, they just
Yeah.
came for the walk and you know,
And
Then
then
and then they
contacted
mailed in
us.
the donation. And my thought was that maybe is what we would see is that people come and they had a good day and they want to mail a donation.
Yeah,
So
that's why I think the fundraising letter needs to go out shortly thereafter.
Yeah,
I don't mean 2 weeks, but you know, a month or so after.
I would agree. Yeah. Okay. Let's think. We got time to think about that.
Yeah,
Okay. So
Well,
I'm
we
gonna
need
call-
to make a list of things we're going to think about too.
lists. My life is full of lists right
Oh,
now.
me too.
Okay. Is there a community calendar? What newspaper carries a community calendar? Does the
Nothing I
Village-
get.
Does the Villager?
Yeah, I don't get that, but maybe, I don't know.
Let me see if what I can find out about. I'll do the LGV and call Gary O about Winnie.
Oh, my God.
You can get all gussied up and
Yeah, there you go. For the radio.
you can come in our jammies.
Oh, my God.
Um,
Oh, I talked to Jean. She said she might come that day.
oh, good.
Maybe I'll tie her down to do something.
Absolutely.
You're gonna come, let's put you to work. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
no-
someone needs to be in touch with Jean Pillow also.
Okay.
I'll make sure.
You want to do that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll contact her.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, tell her that we've got these signs, but we're not quite sure where they go, but they're supposed to be the rain garden signs.
Okay, and then we can say if something's missing or
Yeah.
anything like that to let us get one.
Right.
Oh, my. Okay.
Okay.
You know, I really like Elaine's idea, but she kind of caught me off guard because I didn't know she was going to say that, tonight.
Mhm.
That we had talked about it, but that wasn't what I had envisioned, from my initial conversations with her. But
Okay.
whatever it is, she will make it work. She's just awesome. In fact, I want to show you. In the house up in Maine, I have a room, it was built in 1860, so it's really old. One of the rooms, there used to be a stove, there's a hearth and the mantle, but whatever was in there, cook stove, is long gone. So I have this opening, and the man who's doing the work in this room, he was trying to come up with something to put in this opening.
Mhm.
So I visited my friend Chris Waldron's house. She has a very old house here in Woodstock, and I walked in, and I just went in to pick something up, and I glanced over, and she had this painted board in the old fireplace. So I asked Elaine if she would paint one for me.
Mhm.
Now she gets commissioned to do all these things, and I thought she might say, well, I don't know, But we came up with a price that we both agreed on. And I went to her house and I showed her pictures of the little house. It's a cape, and the river and then she is so creative. I just picked it up yesterday. I'll hold it up here so you can see it.
I'd love to see it.
It's big. It's 4 feet by 3 feet. So it's big. But I'll get it. Hold on. I got it in a spot where who can't get to it. So I get it up to Maine, but I don't know if you'll be able to see all of it, but she's so creative how she put all the things together that I told her about and came up with this. Can you see it?
That is-
Oh, you
that's
can see it.
yeah, that's beautiful, Andy. I can see it all.
Oh, it's absolutely unbelievable. And
Oh, it's lovely.
I told her there's a cemetery, so she put a little cemetery.
Now, is your house that close to the sea?
Well, no, yes and no.
Okay,
You can't see it from the house,
right.
the river behind the house that you have to walk to, but she wanted to integrate everything into it. So she put the lighthouse, because
Mhm.
originally it was going to be a lighthouse. And then she saw pictures of the little house that has this funky tree
Mhm.
and then the birch and the spruce behind it. So she just put everything in it.
That's terrific.
I know.
Ah, that's awesome.
She's so creative how she pulled it all together. It's kind of primitive, early Americana kind of painting. It's really nice.
That certainly is. I think that would be a wonderful thing to do for next year.
Oh,
And
I do too.
and maybe to have, we will target as, I mean, the fundraising, it looked like it was $2,500, $2,400 we would need for a 6 by 8 foot.
Okay.
So
Oh,
that's a chunk of change, you know. We're also having to fundraise to take care of trees and fundraise to do other stuff, you know. That's we might, I don't know.
well, we might be able to get like a hometown bank or bank hometown, whatever they go by, you know, to sponsor it and then have their
Mhm.
name on it, or even someone like the Apple Orchard, you know, one of those places, or the Woodstock Inn.
Right, but I think
know-
that it needs some talking up. You
Yeah,
know, we need to get maybe some sketches of what it would look like. We need to make sure that the historical association, historical district, will not protest. You know, look at how difficulty we had putting our signs up.
oh yeah, oh, I know. Oh, you know
So
how
I'm
I
assuming
feel
that we
about.
wouldn't have it on the road. We'd have it back where the Arboretum is, but where would it enhance the Arboretum best?
I think, you know, she talked about graffiti. I think if it's up near the parking lot, we might be asking for trouble. But if it's down in the Arboretum, how cool would that be?
Mhm.
To have a spot down there where it's, I think it would be. And she said it would, she mentioned other states where they were, but she said, you know, they're not that common. So we would be like the first town that had one of these permanent murals.
And
And
Jesse had came up with the idea at our last meeting to invite the Academy to create some sculptures. So that we would have
Really? I don't
sculptures
remember
in
that.
the Arboretum, not permanent sculptures necessarily, but a sculpture exhibit. You
Oh,
know,
that would be
of some
wonderful.
work. So something like this added to sculptures. I mean, we could really have a lot of things happening in the Arboretum that attract people to come to it. You
Maybe
know?
even that the Academy would sponsor it. I don't know anything about that, but maybe, you know, if their kids were able to be the ones who painted it.
If they did the painting, maybe, but that's a lot of money, and they've got a big fun, you know, financial campaign going right now, just starting up for the Academy building. But I'm sure can find a sponsor, but I don't think we can do it by May the 22nd.
No, I don't either.
So that's
You know, I didn't want to dampen her enthusiasm because she really did kind of catch me off guard. But that's why I brought up about the Plan B.
I think Plan B is good.
Because she will make it work.
Yeah, great.
And, you know, when you're down in Putnam, look around. Like all of those stores have her paintings in them. And all those barrels, that's all her artwork.
That's
She's
fantastic.
just really talented.
Mhm.
And she loves doing it.
And she's very enthusiastic. So it's really.
Oh,
really
yeah,
fun to
way very enthusiastic. So
yeah. And so is Aaron. Aaron is quietly brilliant at identifying
isn't he
birds.
adorable?
I love it. Nice young man.
I really like him.
Are we all set then?
I guess Sarah's not coming back, so I guess we're good.
So I will contact Sarah and find out a time when the three of us can get together, and I'll let you know. And
Yeah,
you'll
make it easy on her because
right,
you
absolutely.
know, I
She-
have a lot of flexibility.
And you're going to get together with Aaron
Yeah.
to work out the birding stuff. Okay. And
Oh,
keep your
yeah.
eyes open while you're down there as to where this sign could look best.
Where the what?
Where this painting next year, where this
Oh,
mural,
yeah. Oh, I know. That'll be
thinking
fun
when
to
you're
try to
down
come
there,
up with a
where
spot.
should the mural go? You know?
Yeah. Because if
Okay.
that happened, that would be a real focal point
Wouldn't it be great? It'd be
in the
wonderful.
bottom. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then sooner or later, we have to contact Chad to see if he'll be able to help on that day. I know that's for him.
I'll
Yes.
ask him, but he's very busy, but I will ask him. He has said he definitely is going to take care of the trees, and he's definitely going to talk to Bill Rathbone about doing the pruning and stuff, that other stuff. That wasn't on our agenda, so we shouldn't be talking about it.
No, but you know, it would be wonderful because the couple of times I've seen him down there talking about the trees.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
he's
a
the
great
guy.
resource. Yeah, absolutely. I will ask him. Okay, I think we're all set.
Thanks, Philippa. Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you very much, Crystal. I appreciated your input.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
And you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.